Hey there guys, Frankomatic here, and this is an Atari 2600 game. Laser Blast to be exact. Back in the day when this was still, relevant, some games had little challenges by the developers in the manual, to send them proof that you beat a certain score, and they would send you a patch in return. Activision, I think, did a lot or most of these, if not all of them. And Activision released Laser Blast here in 1981, a few years before I was born. When I was a kid, I was never able to beat the 100,000 point score that was required. I thought it might be fun to run through some of these games that had challenges and see if I can beat any of them. And I figured I'd start with one that I actually have a bit of experience with. I did try this earlier, and on the easiest difficulty I was able to do it, so I'm going to go up to a difficulty that actually gets a little more difficult, and see if I can do it again. So here we go. This is Laser Blast. This is what you do. Shoot tanks. You can shoot diagonally left and right, you can get killed. If you get killed, you can control your UFO a little bit as you fall. And every 1,000 points gets you a 1-up. The game gets really fast after a point. The lowest difficulty level does not get this fast. Whoop. After you get your first 1-up, I've noticed, I don't know if it's the way I'm playing this or what, but suddenly I can't move up and down anymore. Not that it matters, but as you can see, since the amount of points you get per tank is fairly low, the main challenge is keeping your rhythm up enough to get all the way up there before losing all your points. And while you can shoot diagonally, I find it generally a little safer to not. When you fire, you are stuck in place for a second until the laser goes away, which actually makes shooting at the enemies the most vulnerable point to do. I don't think I'm even going to make it to 10,000. These are going to be short videos. I'm going to try and see if I can get 1-up every day or two until I run out of games. There weren't a ton of them that had patch challenges. There was a decent amount, some of which I've never played. Some of which I won't, because I might not know how, and I might not be able to figure out how. Or some of them might just be really boring. Alright, I found my rhythm finally. The exciting gameplay of trying to beat a high score challenge. Whoop, lost it. But hey, a 10th of the way there. I actually submitted a screenshot of a score to the Activision Twitter account to see if I get a patch out of them. I'm pretty sure I will never get a response to that. And if I manage to do it on video, that'll be enough. More likely, the patches don't exist anymore, and it's all a futile pipe dream, but whatever. Oof. Pro tip, try not to miss too much. There's at least one collection of old Atari games where you can get virtual badges. But that's not the same as having the real thing, you know? There's also at least one where you can unlock the frankly amazing commercials that they had for games back in the Atari era. If you haven't seen any, I recommend looking them up, because, man, they are something else. This could be going better. I've lost my groove here. Wow, that was close. That was closer. In fact, it got me. Now, Cess will probably not be joining me for these videos, as these are not her kind of thing. Other thing I've thought about doing in the past, and I might give it a shot again now that I've got some recording issues I used to have worked out. Playing some old arcade games and seeing how much money it would have cost me to beat them. Well, that's something I'll have to think about. I lost a lot of the stuff I used to have when my old hard drive crapped out. Wouldn't be a big deal to get most of it back. Just a little time consuming. Sound effects kind of have a good rhythm to them when you're doing well. Didn't really notice that before. Yep, most vulnerable when shooting, also when not paying attention. Oh, that's a quarter of the way there. And honestly, if it weren't for the hardest version, which I don't think difficulty 2 gets to, I think it gets to the second hardest, being almost literally unplayable for me, I would have tried on 3. 4 is actually just, you get an easy set to start with, and then every wave from there on out is the hardest difficulty, so that's not a lot of fun unless you're really good, and I'm not. Three works you all the way up to the hardest, starting at the 6th wave and beyond, and every one after that. 2, I think, stops at the next to hardest at 6 and stays at that difficulty for the rest. And as you can tell from the fact that I'm getting shot down fairly frequently, that's probably going to prevent me from getting the 100,000 even. Oof. If you can avoid getting shot down too many times in a row, the 1-ups come fast enough to keep you afloat. Okay, I need to start letting them get their first shot off, I think. Shooting one immediately is all well and good, but if they fire a shot off at the start like they do sometimes, they will get you before you can recover. He says, not learning his own lesson. Oh, I can't believe it got me. There we go. Just gotta take a few moments to get back into the swing when you start doing bad. I'm gonna just keep hovering around 4 lives here. I guess that's fine. Better than no lives. Oof. Okay. Hey, look at that. I got above my threshold. Maybe I can pull this off. Maybe I can't. I guess I'll find out. Ooh. Not too much longer. They also claimed that there would be something special if you maxed out the score at 1,000,000 points. At 90 per, I'm not going to try and do that. That would take way longer than I care to spend recording this, and I'm sure no one is watching this anymore, even at this point. On the off chance you are still watching at this point, I assume that you might want to see more of these, because I can't imagine why you would have watched this all the way through otherwise. If you are, let me know if you guys think this is a completely terrible idea, and I won't do any more if enough of you think it is. I will tell you that I have destroyed the scores I used to get as a kid here already. I was on a bit of a roll there. There is a maximum amount of lives you can have, I think. If you have too many, you just don't get lives when the 1,000 point marker passes. So losing a life every now and then isn't the end of the world. Losing a bunch of lives in rapid succession, however, is of course bad. Oop. Man, I feel like both of those guys should have had me. That one did. Now, one of the other games that I used to actually play fairly frequently that had a challenge that I could never beat because I was bad at video games in the, you know, single-digit ages is River Raid. I missed. How did I miss? Yeah, River Raid. You can get a patch for that, too. Also Chopper Commando, which I don't recall ever playing on the Atari 2600. I don't know how that version is. That's another one I'm tempted to try out, just because I know that game. But, and seeing the Atari version of it could be interesting. I assume it's not a travesty like the Atari version of Pac-Man was. Otherwise, people would probably talk about it a bit more. You know, at this point, even if I don't make it, I feel like I made a good attempt. Yeah, decent showing at a game nobody cares about, as is what I am wont to do. Ooh. I'm bad at judging the trajectory of the diagonal shots, so I tend to just vertical, because I know where those are going to hit. Get that life back. I actually like the laser sounds in this. Oh man, I've got it in a loop. Pro play of Atari games is not exciting, apparently. If only I had died a couple of shots earlier, so I could have just got that life back immediately. And there I tried to get fancy and paid the price. That looked like I got hit, but it didn't count it. Oh well. As a kid, I don't think I ever broke 20,000. I'm not really sure why. I think I just couldn't keep a good rhythm going. As a kid, I barely had any rhythm. Kinda like now. Might just be that my reflexes have gotten better, a little bit better. I haven't passed my prime quite yet. I'm getting there, but you know. Probably still got like 2 or 3 good years left in me before I instantly become the oldest person alive. I might actually pull this off. Maybe that one time wasn't a fluke. Other interesting note, if you're at the max lives and you lose that life and crashing into a dude gets you a life, you don't get the life because the life isn't removed from your life counter until after you explode. It's kind of an interesting little thing. To me, at least. Alright. I'm a little sad that I immediately got shot down. Oh well. Extra lives. Just keeping that buffer up. Just think about it that way, don't get nervous. Don't screw it up and choke at the very end. Don't try and get fancy and screw it up at the very end. You've killed hundreds of thousands not hundreds of thousands. You've killed high double digits of presumably innocent tanks. I assume I'm the aggressor here, since I'm in the UFO. I don't have a whole lot of knowledge of the deep backstory to Laser Blast, because I don't remember what was in the manual. Probably nothing. Just go, hunt tanks. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that I'm the bad guy in this game. Murdering people that are just trying to defend themselves from my, Lazarus wrath. If Lazarus wasn't a word before, it is now. I think this is in the bag at this point. Actually, I shouldn't count the chickens quite yet. Still got another 50-odd tanks to go. Plenty of time to lose all my lives. I'm making a good show of trying. There we go. Okay, yeah, I got it now. There we go, I did it. I'm now eligible to be in the United Federation of Laser Blasters, or whatever the ridiculous club name they had for the patch was. Activision, if you're watching, hit me up if you find one of those patches in your warehouse somewhere. I'll let you know where to send it. Might as well play until I lose, unless it looks like I'm not going to. Now that I've beat the score threshold, I can play a little less seriously. I'll lose all my lives immediately. See if I can pull off some trick shots. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to keep you guys watching this a whole lot longer than you need to. But I'm sure any of you who are still around at this point are incredibly bored, although you apparently have nothing better to do. And there we go, that's it. Yeah, if you stuck it out, let me know if you think this is worth continuing on, and that's one patch down. If I do another one, it'll probably be River Raid up next. But I'll have to go through the list and see. For now, later guys.